Most beginners think the ankle lock is a strength move. If they just squeeze it as hard as they can, they're gonna get the tap. That's not true. They're gonna gas their arms out and they're probably gonna lose the position. I'm gonna show you a mechanical shift that transfers a maybe tap into a guaranteed tap. My name's Jason Sago, third degree black belt, UFC vet. Let's go. Let's go over one of the best ways to set up the straight ankle lock. So from single leg X position. So when we're here, we got two of our legs wrapped down one of his. You got your heel to his hip, and then from this position, if you want to show the backside, I want to be hitting his leg here with my ankle. If I don't hit his leg and I try to open his knee up and perform the sweep, watch his foot just step back. He can catch his balance here. He could stay up. As soon as I block that foot, he's going to fall because he can't correct his balance. So as I elevate my hips up, I'm trying to open his knee up, putting all the weight and pressure, he's going to fall because I hit his standing leg. Boom. He can't back up that leg anymore. So now that we're into the single leg, straight ankle lock position here, let's get into some of the details. Let's talk about the ankle joint anatomy and some of the breaking mechanics. So we're looking to extend his toes out to plantar flexion here. If he's curling his toes up towards the knees, that's dorsiflexion. That's good for him. We're trying to lengthen and stretch out all of the ligaments around his ankle. So we're trying to put as much pressure down on his toes as possible. So we always want to get to the end of the lever. So you want to be wrapping your armpit, covering over the toes. If you're halfway, you lose some of the leverage. We want to be at the end of the toes, covering the toes, where you have maximum leverage here at the end of the lever. Another thing that a lot of people actually don't talk about is inversion and eversion. So we're also applying inversion type pressure, and we know that pressure because everyone's rolled their ankle. So if I'm standing and I roll my ankle to the outside, that's inversion. We'll also be applying inversion pressure as well. So it's plantar flexion plus inversion pressure. So just so that everyone understands some of the mechanics and pressure we're trying to apply to the foot lock here. Let's go over the three different grips to secure the ankle lock. So one is a guillotine grip. So you can slide, boom, you catch. I like this one because it's the blade focusing on the Achilles tendon here. So I'm shooting my fist through and then I'm grabbing the fist, making sure I'm pinching my elbow in. That tends to put a lot of pressure because the blade is driving up into the Achilles. Another type of grip is, especially when you see this in the gi, I'm shooting my arm all the way in and then I'm securing onto the lapel, or sometimes it's just holding onto the rib cage. And that way when he's trying to reach up and grab my collar, I have a hand to parry and defend and keep him away. So the advantage of that grip is I got a free hand to block him trying to come up and get a hold of me. And then the last style grip is when I'm coming through, I'm shooting and then I'm connecting on his leg, a Kimura grip or a figure four grip. The good thing about this grip is that it allows me to control where I am on his foot. So if I need to make some adjustments, if I'm too high and I need to slide back, so good tip, if I see his toes, I'm not far back enough. So I gotta slide back to cover his toes so I can get the most leverage right at the end. And this grip allows me to control that positioning of my own body relative to his leg the best. If you guys have been enjoying the video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's talk about foot positioning. So I have my toes curled around the leg and then my other foot, it's staying on top because if he tries to come up and grab my collar, I want to keep him at bay, so I'm kicking him back. I got to make sure that I get on my side too, because I can only apply so much pressure before my back hits the mat, versus when I'm on my side, I can do a full back extension. So when we secure the grip, get your feet in the correct place, falling on your side. And now from here, I like to make some further adjustments. I like to open up my chest, so proud chest. That automatically puts more pressure and you can feel the ligaments beginning to tighten up. So broaden your shoulders, open your chest up, squeeze your back muscles. Another thing too is that a common mistake is that students are shallow on the leg. I need to slide back so that I'm completely covering the toes and making sure that my elbow is pinching to my side. And now adding all those details. Open the chest up and when you feel it's nice and tight as it can get with your grips, start to push your hips forward and lean back. Common defense for the ankle lock, you always say, put the boot on. You hear coaches yelling that at tournaments, right? So if he keeps his toes dorsiflexed, it's hard for me to break, especially when he's turning his toes out more towards my elbow because he's getting less of my body weight. So when you use this defense, don't curl your toes towards the center line, towards my back. If he has more of my back, it's more weight for him to bear. It's easier to break the foot that way. So curl those toes to the out. Now when I lean back, it's harder for me to break. So one of the counters to this is we're gonna shoot a rear naked choke. So instead of shooting my arm in the front of my arm, I'm gonna shoot it behind. And now I'm going to lock in, like I said, a rear naked choke grip. I control the leg. So I'm shooting right here, the sharp part, the blade of my wrist, closer to his Achilles tendon. And then again, I'm shooting this back, pinching my elbow in, covering up the toes, landing on my side, opening the chest up, and getting the finish. This is a nice counter to when they say, put the boot on. So when we're here, we're attacking the original ankle lock, trying to finish. I'm not feeling I could bend the toes, so I'm going to shoot my arm behind, lock up, grab the bicep, cover the shin, and then make sure I can make those little bit of adjustments a little bit more where I tuck that elbow in, start to bend the toes, get on my side, open the chest, finish. Another common defense is if he clears the top foot, because if he clears this top foot and keeps continuing on, he has now access to my collar. He could jump up, he can come up to the mount position. There's nothing keeping him at bay. So as soon as this happens, you can counter them by switching your legs to a butterfly ashy position. So we're here, he pushes the foot down. As soon as that foot goes down, I want you to curl it on the inside position right now. Then my other foot is going to pin his hips down to the mat. So I'm actively driving his hips down. And then same finishing mechanics. I want to get on my side, curling his toes backwards to plantar flexion, open the chest, and then slightly lean back to get the finish there. So I'm going to show that again. This is a great counter for when they start to hop over the leg. So we're here, he starts to hop over, I switch my feet, I pin the hips down, I slide back. Again, make sure you cover those toes, get to the point of the greatest leverage, and that's gonna be it right at the top of his toes, driving them down. Open the chest, drive your hips forward, and lean back. One of the common mistakes I see is when people go for leg locks is they're giving up top position and they're going to their back. So I don't think you should do this. If he's going from a top position and he goes from an angle and I start to sit up and fight his grips, he just gave up top position here, right? So I don't think it's a good position to start an ankle lock from. If he's already on his back and he does like a single leg X, now he's already on the bottom, and then when he hits it, boom, he didn't give up position, and now he's going into an attack position. So he's kind of like evened it out. But from my jiu-jitsu philosophy is never give up top position, because if you're on top, you want to remain on top. Don't give it up for a submission that maybe if it doesn't work out, now you're on your back. It's not a good exchange. Thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to level up your jiu-jitsu game, check out this next video. I put one foot on top of the hip to keep him back and away. I need to get... Oh, my calf. My calf's perfect. This is the talent. This is the talent I gotta work with here.